Okay, so this lesson is in regards to box plot. Box plot is the third type of graph that we're going to deal with in the statistics unit, and its strength is really showing us the variability of data. And we're going to talk a lot more about variability tomorrow or in the next lesson. But for now, it's important that you understand how box plot is constructed and how to read it. So a box plot basically takes your data and it divides it into four quartiles. So quartiles is basically splitting up the data into four chunks. So if you look here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks. And each one contains 25% of the data. So it's important for you to understand that even though this box part is bigger than this box part, this does not contain more data than this. It's just the data is more spread out in this 25% of the data than this 25% of the data. So box plot shows you how spread out data is. It doesn't necessarily show you that there's more or less. In order to construct a box plot, we have to come up with this thing called a 5-number summary. And those 5 numbers appear here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these numbers have special significance, and so we should write down what they are. So this first one right here on the left-hand side, so I'm looking at this one right here, this is our minimum value. Okay, so I'll abbreviate that with min. That's our minimum value. This here is quartile 1. This is going to be our median, also known as quartile 2. This is quartile 3, and this is our maximum value. Okay, so let's go back and just explain what these are in a little bit more detail. Min and max, pretty obvious. Minimum is our smallest value, maximum is our largest value. Those ones are pretty obvious. And median, you understand because you've dealt with that before. That's our middle number. So if you took your data and this divides it in half, half being below it and half being above it, then what quartile 1 does is it takes that lower half and it divides it in half again. And then same thing with quarter 3. It takes your upper half of data and divides it in half again. So what you end up with is you end up with 4 chunks of data. If you imagine that this whole thing was a candy bar, the median splits the candy bar in half, and then quartile 1 and quartile 3 take each half and divide those in half. So now you have 4 pieces of candy bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of these contains 25% of the data. So these are also known as percentiles. So you may have heard percentiles before when it came to state testing or something like that. This would be the 25th percentile because it contains the first 25% of the data. This one would be the 50th percentile, and this one would be the 75th percentile, and this would be the 100th percentile. And that's because this contains, when you get to the median, that means that we've covered 50% of the data. When you get to quarter 3, we've covered 75% of the data. And then obviously when you get to the highest value, we've covered all the data. So that's how percentiles work. All right, so let's go ahead and build one of these. So let's bring up this example right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to type all of this data into your calculator, just like I taught you with mean and median. And then we're going to get our 5-number summary. And I do expect you to always write down your 5-number summary. So we're going to write down min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. And then we're going to calculate our one variable statistics. I went ahead and did that already. And we're going to write these down. So it turns out that our minimum value is 17. Our quarter 1 is 27. Our median is 40. Our Q3 is 58. And our maximum value is 73. Next thing is to set up our number line. This is a number line, okay? So that means that every value that you put on this, it has to go up evenly, just like a number line does. You couldn't put 17 here and then 27 here and then 40 here, because those are not going up at a regular interval. So we need to get as low as 17 and as high as 73. And I'm looking here and I'm thinking maybe we can go up by fives. Let's just check that. If I start at 15, then that would give me 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That'll work. So I'm going to go up by fives. So I'm actually going to start at 15, and I'm going to go up by fives. And just like any other number line, I don't necessarily need to label every single spot on the number line, as long as I'm going up at regular intervals. Okay, and now we're going to take our 5-number summary and we're going to mark each of these on our graph with a vertical line. So it looks like this. 17 is going to be right about here, so I'm going to put a vertical line. 27 is going to be right about here. 40 is right here. 58 is right here. And 73 is right here. And then all I need to do is I'm going to take some straight lines and I'm going to connect the inner three, like so. And then I'm going to connect the outer ones with what we call whiskers. And there you go. That is a box and whisker plot. That's how you make it. And then, of course, I can ask you a bunch of questions on analyzing it like I did up above. But we'll practice that a lot more in class. So we'll see you then.